Jeez. Alright. Where's my stretching spot? Right here. Wave to the camera. It's my buddy Steve.
Morning.
Just had some driving. Well, you didn't have any driving, but I did. So we're gonna stretch it out. Big toes together. Oh, I'm just gonna float those hands up overhead. And a little forward fold down. Walk the hands, feet together. We're probably gonna run into each other. Suck it big and tall. Take our right foot, turn it out. We're gonna internally rotate that and then go a little wider than the hands. So sit down wider than your right hand. Left foot, we're gonna internally rotate. Coming down. And then we're gonna push, we're gonna hinge those hips behind us. Do some knee pumps. Stretch those hammies out. We'll lose the glasses here because they're gonna fall off anyways. And then we're gonna scoop down. Flip those feet over. It's not that cold. And then we'll push back out of it. I'm gonna walk back out of it a little.
I don't want to be sore.
And we'll scoop.
I'm not doing push-ups today.
A push-up.
I refuse to do upper body workouts.
And the goal here is to keep the core tight as you scoop. Let's go on our fingertips here. Oh, good. Let's float the leg. Bring it up outside the hand, left hand. At your right leg. There you go. Recommit. Just some spidey lunges. Wrong leg.
My right side. I'm right side dominant.
Oh. Let's do 5 on each side.
It's gonna make me more sore than running.
Five with each arm, so it's 10 each side, so 20 total. Oh, hip hop. Back to plank. Let's do this other side. No surrender, Steve. You remember your days at Perry's?
I know, it's just... What is 3? Not 5.
Oh.
My normal sleeping hour.
Alrighty. So now we'll come in the middle here. Join me in the lunge stance. Take a couple breaths, big and tall. Float the hands up. Get the backwards on the legs again. So you're gonna open. Draw on a bow. Let's try a couple watching the forward hand. Let's step forward. Long stride back. Squeeze the legs towards each other. Big and tall, hands up. And step forward. Let's do the right foot back now, or whatever the opposite mirroring you're doing here. Not as far. Do like the B stance. You don't have to be super wide either. Pull that belly in. You're gonna pull the hips behind you a little bit. Chest is big. Open up here in the long wing. Stretch the shoulders down. Scoop up, fingertips, push those elbows out, neck long, come back here, long wing, pull those hips behind us, stretch your whole back, stretch your front hamstring, reach out again, and then you're gonna corkscrew over top of the front leg. Make sure your spine's not bending. You got enough length that this back hip pulls forward towards the front knee or the front hip. Sink a little deeper. Then you're gonna take this, pull it overhead. Spread those fingers big and tall. Pump that front foot a little bit, make sure your weight's in your heel. Hips are pulling back, belly's in tight. Hinge back down, back to center. Rise up, switch sides. Oh, that's a good one. Nice and tall. Spread those fingers. Scoop. So push back away from the hands. Pull your elbows in a little bit. Neck is long. Pull the belly in. Back to long wing. Pull the hips behind you. You're hinging over the right or your left. Don't lock that knee out. Straight from the side. And then overhead. Trying to keep the back tension from the hinge. Each breath you're pulling that belly in tight, breathing into the back of the rib cage. Pull pumps on that front foot. Oh, and down. Let's go nice and wide. So we're gonna forward fold, but first we're gonna lengthen. Let's turn hips in a little bit. Pull the hips behind you. Reach for the ground. And breathe your belly away from the ground. Pretend like there's a guy with a knife. He's trying to stab you in your belly. Keep walking those hands away from the hips. Get a little deeper. Don't have your butt so much in the air. Try to get more tabletop. Then you're trying to almost straighten your knees out once you're flat. Let's walk the hands almost underneath us, just in front of the big toes. You're gonna trace. Right hand up overhead and down. Let's do 10 of those. 5 watching the hand, 5 staying pinned to the ground. I'm gonna try to pull into the left hip if you're raising the right hand. On the other side. Try tracing. Makes it a little harder. Run away. All right, we lost Steve. Go into a squat. Do some gorilla lifts. Glide that hand up, pull the hips back. Glide, hips back. Reach. We're in a squat now. No. Get your weight back in your heels, out of your toes. And then we're gonna grab onto the toes, we'll hinge, then squat, hinge, squat. We'll walk it in a little bit. There's the pops. Hinge. Walk it in a little bit more. Get the stick out of my way. Strong hinge to try to force the knees straight. Then you squat down. Grab the outsides of the foot. Let's come out of that. So now we'll reach into a founder. Let's go narrow first. Big toes together. Heels a little bit apart. We're gonna bring the hands to our hips. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. Let the knees unlock. Hold the hips behind you. Serve the platter of justice and peace. Pulling the hips away from the hands. Keeping the inner thighs squeezing. Get those knees together and let them bend. Let's go into the sphere of tension. Breathe into the belly. Platter. Sphere of tension. Platter. Let's come back up. Let's go shoulder width apart. We're gonna chop the hips back. Hold this founder position again. To raise those arms. Let's lower the arms, get the neck long. Hips back. Raise them again. And down. Scoop up again. Neck long. This time, pretend like you got two magnets in your hands and you're trying to press them together. Giant magnets. Pull the palm away from the fingertips. Fingertips reaching towards each other. All right, let them win. Super wide, like you're grabbing a grapefruit. Float that overhead. Don't raise your shoulders, use your hands. Find that lat tension. Ooh, shake it off. B stance. Some dynamic archer, reverse archer. Pushing up on the back toe. This time, we're gonna scoop up tall. You'll do your archer. As you come back down, you'll hinge over that front hip into the reverse archer. Nice extension, open up the hips. Open up the front hip. Close the front hip. Open it up. Close it down. Open it up. Close it down. 2 more. Reverse archer, you're gonna hinge, push the hips behind you. Normal archer, you stand as tall as you can. Switch it up. So both feet parallel. Putting your weight over your front hip. Float the hands up. Archer. Right hip pulls back. And you flippy flop. The back foot has to do a lot of work. Up top in the archer position, it's resisting rotation. And then the front hip, front leg has to do a lot of work as you hinge. So your weight kind of shifts front leg, back leg here in the archer, reverse archer. Ooh. Just shake those arms out. Kind of like you're a pendulum. Arms aren't moving, your hips are just throwing your arms around. Don't use your arms. Use your hips. Drive that motion. More intense with it. Woo. Step your left leg back. Down to our knees. So walk the feet out wider than your knees. Push your heels out. So they're tucked in, pushed out. Get your weight over top of your knees, almost like you're falling forward. Belly in, chest big. Palms facing behind you, thumbs are pressed into your hip. You're gonna trace that thumb up along the seam of your body, all the way up. Let your elbows reach. Head. Back down. Let's just go up halfway. I'll do a couple halfway. So you're gonna inhale big. Inhale, lengthen and expand. Exhale, trace up to the armpit. Shoulders high. Perfect. Keep that thumb on the outside of your body. If you fall over, just reset. You should be kind of falling over. That's where you want your weight. Hovering on the edge of insanity. Get your head up tall, don't let it hang. Pretend like someone's got a hand on the board. Toes are tucked in, heels are wide. Kind of like you're squeezing inner thighs together, pushing the ground away. Should make your glutes burn. It actually really shuts the glutes off. It's actually stretching them. Let's do a few overhead. The wider we have the feet, the more it's putting all those external rotators into tension because they want to turn the hip out to help you out, but you're not letting it. You're internally rotating the hips. Now try pushing the ground away. You're spreading the earth. Do a few with rotation at the top. Rotate. One more rotation on each side. Oh, good. Right leg up. Take your left hand. Scoop and stand. And let's end with a nice little flat foot squat. We'll do 10 breaths in the flat foot squat. Find myself an even patch. Pull the hips behind you. Scoop down. Come on, little mounds of garbage here. There we go. I'm gonna put my armpits on my knees. It's a good little stretch. And breathe into the belly 10 times. Right knee down, left knee down. Kind of keeping the hips low. Looks like you're doing that duck walk without moving. Just pivoting. Reach the hips back, reach the hands forward.